That song wasn't very cyber jazzy. Why is it part of the cyber jazz playlist? Oh well. Well, we got this instead. Oh, what? Oops. Let's go! Oh, can I put costumes on? Old screw suit, new screw suit. It's not much. This one's better, but whatever. Styling street clothes. Cool. Thames County outfit. We'll do defaults. Alright, we're starting. Oof. That food went too. Ooh, but that food went too bad. Down. I told you we have some spicy food for dinner. Got a little bit of a kick to it. Time for Dual Destinies, the second game of the third of the Apollo Justice trilogy. The second game of the trilogy, yeah. I should put some glasses on. And now we get anime cutscenes. Because you get stuff like this now.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble.
We even get voiceover.
It's up to us to restore
Let's
it to
go.
its former glory. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
Done. Ready to go? You bet. Let's do this.
And now we're introduced to our third protagonist.
She's been with us for half a year,
Whew.
though I can hardly believe it.
I cough. There you go.
Anyway, her power will be our greatest weapon.
Man, if only the anime looked like this. I saw some of the anime and it did not look like this.
Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned.
Move forward a little bit.
Time to bring it to an end.
Juicy. Got that cowlick. Got that badge back. Let's fucking go. There was a case about him getting his badge back, and I was considering playing the game out of order, but I'm not sure if I wanna. We'll see. And now it's time for him to look cool. Bandaged Apollo Justice. Oh, I get that reference now. Turnabout countdown. What's the order of these episodes again? It's like 2, 1, 4, 3, 5 or something. And the best thing about bombs is how they erase and destroy without discretion. Now all I have to do is pin everything on that little girl. Oh, not being a fan of using 3D models, but you know what? I'm okay with it now. You doing okay, Athena? Oh, Apollo. Well, the problem is it's no longer in 3D. Can't have my 3DS effects. Yeah, doing great. Like, hum a little tune great. Oh yeah? Well, that's good to hear. Although, I could have sworn I heard your voice crack for a second there. No? Oh, you mean Athena? Yeah, maybe her, yeah. Cracking? No, my voice isn't cracking. Nerves of steel here, I tell you. Defend Junie. Speaking of steel, how are you holding up? That explosion really did a number on you. I'm just happy you're okay, Athena. Although, I can't pretend I have no connection to this case. That's why I'm going to see to it that Juniper's name is cleared. And I'm sure you feel much the same way. You got that right. I won't rest until Junie is completely cleared of all suspicion. Apollo, Athena. Thank you for doing this for me. Junie. You me both, Junie. Woo! There we go. You and me both. Hey, are you okay? No. Sorry about that. I always seem to go into coughing fits whenever I get nervous. This kind of thing never happens. Cough. At home in the office, though. Cough. Of course. It's an office. I bought you a little snack, Athena. Just a little something from my garden. Hey, thanks. So, is this an orange or a tangerine? It's an orange. My grandma says that orange is the color of strength and endurance. Oh, I get it. Strength for the trial, right? Well, don't you worry. We'll be so powerful in there they won't know what hit them. Right, Apollo? Yeah, that's right. Come what may, this is one trial. We just can't lose. Uh-oh. Apollo! Apollo! Mr. Justice! The trial is about to start, sir. Please proceed to the courtroom. I have to defend Juniper. Apollo, give me all the evidence for the case. Huh? Oh, what are you gonna do? What do you think? Bailiff. But yes, miss? The defense would like to submit a substitution of an attorney petition. Athena! You're not seriously... You just concentrate on getting better. I'll defend Junie. All by yourself? Athena, stop for a second and think about what you're saying. You've never once taken a case on alone before, right? No hay problema. I can handle it. But I guess it's really up to you, Junie. Would you be okay with me taking over? Sure. I believe in you, Athena. And that's enough for me. You're worried for me, aren't you? To be honest, I'm pretty nervous too. I think my heart might just burst out of my chest. But you're in no shape to stand at the bench now. So you just have to leave it to me. Alright, I can see your mind's made up. Anyway. I hate when I say a sentence and then I don't say the last word into something afterwards so it sounds like a stilted dialogue. I hate it that I can't be there, but I know you'll give your utmost to defend Juniper. You bet I will. Rest assured of that. Maybe it's because my reading speed is not... My talking speed is faster than my reading speed. Second time I'm taking the lead in the defense case. Once again, it's time for the newbie. The newbie to take the stage. Ooh. Court is now in session. All rise. It's the judge. Long time no. Last week or 2 weeks. See. Court is now in session for the trial of Juniper Woods. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Hey, it's Winston Payne. The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. And what is the meaning of this? I was under the impression that Mr. Red Monkey would be my opponent today. Hey! Yes, well, a substitution of attorney petition was submitted just a few moments ago. Due to the explosion in the courthouse yesterday, Mr. Justice is unable to continue. I see. Not at all surprised he used that as an excuse to run away. You little fucking shit. You still a wormy little piece of fucking shit. Alright. With me as an adversary, who wouldn't want to feign illness in order to escape? Okay, alright. You arrogant jerk. No, Widget. Is my hearing getting worse? I could have sworn I heard the defense say something just now. No, you didn't hear anything at all, especially not from me. How odd. I could have sworn I also heard something. Oh, that would be my indispensable partner, Widget. He sometimes blurts out what I'm thinking. Well then, if that's the case, then it's clear contradiction to what you just stated. You just stated that you said nothing. However, if that device of yours says what you're thinking, then you indeed said I was... What was it? Elegance at work? And anyway, what does it matter if it's a red monkey or a yellow monkey facing me? But I feel like that's offensive, but I also feel like it's... I don't know. No fresh out of law school rookie can defend this witness. Mr. Payne, I believe that's enough. Let us get back to the case. How has he not been held in contempt of court before? Of course, Your Honor. I'm more than ready to show this little girl why they call me the Rookie Humiliator. Arrogant jerk. Miss Sykes, if you continue to insult the prosecution, I will remove you from this court. He called me a fucking monkey, and that's a... Oh, but I call him a jerk, and that's the problem? Someone's biased against me. I'm very sorry. Now then, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, if you please. Thank you, Your Honor. Now then, the incident occurred yesterday here at this very courthouse in courtroom number 4. At that time, the trial for a certain bombing was being held in courtroom number 4. Ah yes, I was presiding over that trial as well, and Mr. Justice was there as the lawyer for the defense. A bomb that was being presented as evidence suddenly went off during the trial. It was a terrible incident, and courtroom number 4 was completely destroyed. Fortunately, we were able to start evacuation procedures before the explosion occurred. Just a few seconds more and it would have turned into a horrific loss of human life. But there was, in fact, one death, was there not? That is correct, Your Honor. When court number 4 was examined after the blast, the body of Detective Candace Arm was discovered. She was to take the stand as a witness later in the trial. I suppose she wasn't able to evacuate in time. What a terrible tragedy. I must admit, I stumbled at least 10 times myself before I was able to escape. Oh boy. The victim's body was found near the entrance to the courtroom. I suspect she stayed until the very end to help guide the others out safely. Your Honor, allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and details about the bomb. Okay. Trauma in the back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. Okay. The time bomb that... Interesting. The time bomb that destroyed the courtroom, it was hidden inside a stuffed animal when it was detonated. Okay, there we go. Alright, cool. Got this. Okay. Blood. Interesting. Is the blood supposed to be going down underneath her shirt and that's why it's bloody? Interesting. Okay. You don't give me evidence like that without it being useful somehow. He's 23 now. He was what, 20 in the first one? 2021, I think, of the first one. Okay. Now then, please call the accused to the witness stand. Oh, my neck. Defendant, are you feeling all right? You're looking a bit pale. I'm so sorry. I was feeling a bit weak when I first arrived here at the courthouse. But I'm all right. If we could please proceed. Your name and occupation, defendant. Juniper Woods. I'm a high school student. Miss Woods, can you confirm you were in the courthouse on the day in question? Yes, I came to know Apollo Justice through my friend Thena. And so, I was there yesterday to watch his trial and lend my support. Do you know I'm also known as the defendant humiliator? It looks like I have yet another chance to show everyone how I earned that moniker. Why would you okay, whatever. Hey, you have it, jerk. Prosecutor Payne. What is it? Do you want me to demonstrate why I'm known as the Rookie Humiliator instead? Prosecutor Payne, Junie is telling the truth. Mr. Justice also backed up her claim when we saw him in the defendant lobby. And, Junie, he said that he was glad to get the lotus root you gave him too. He was? My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She says they can even help you see into the future. They can, then that's the perfect present for a lawyer. A sweet, meek girl like this blowing a courtroom to the bits? I must say it's very hard to believe. Now, Your Honor. Don't let her seemingly innocent appearance fool you. The defendant had a motive for committing this crime. That's not true. I don't have any kind of motive. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed. I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. However, that doesn't matter. The only thing that does is her objective was the destruction of courtroom number 4 itself. Oh my gosh, wow, what a horrible person. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Why in the world would Miss Woods want to do that? That's a very good question, coming from a novice such as yourself. But first, a question for the defendant. Have you ever been brought up on false charges? What? Why, yes. Yes, I have. And did that experience cause you to harbor a grudge against the court system? Now wait just 1 minute. If that kind of thing was a motive for blowing things up, then every one of our clients would turn into bombers. That's a valid point. We wouldn't have a single courthouse left standing in the land. I concede the accused isn't the only one who might bear resentment against the courts, but Miss Woods is the only person who could have committed this crime. Why? Because we have found some decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. So I'm guessing like a witness and like 2 pieces of evidence. This is like, look, it's hers. It involves a very unique aspect of the bomb itself, Your Honor. And what exactly was so unique about it? Why don't we have Miss Sykes answer that question? Me? Hidden inside a stuffed animal, okay. I noticed that you appear to be very nervous, and well, gentleman that I am, I'd like to offer you the chance to gain some confidence with such an easy question. Yeah, what a condescending prick. Oh, it's for loser. Oh, what did it just say? Nothing, not a single thing. You gotta go to your court record. Yep, okay. Good job, Athena. We're learning. All right, Miss Sykes, let's hear your answer. What was unique about the bomb that blew up at the courtroom? Was it because... Mr. Payne, what kind of simpleton do you take me for? It was stuffed inside a stuffed animal. Its evil intentions covered up by a cute exterior. Very good. Have a cookie. Oh, thanks. The bomb that went off in the courtroom was indeed hidden inside a stuffed animal. Yes, as I recall, the bomb was inside a stuffed animal the whole time. Never even got to take a look at it. But what connection does this impish elephant have with the defendant? The answer to that question lies in another piece of evidence, which I have here. And what, pray tell, is this? It appears to be a little singe. Is it the tail? It's a tail, Your Honor. The tail of a poor victim of the explosion. This is incredible. Are you saying it's Detective Arm's tail? Oh my god. Oh, Judge. Your Honor is so very close, but no. It belongs to this stuffed animal. It's called the Phony Fanty. A rather unpleasant name, if you ask me. He's the mascot for a campaign to eliminate false evidence and false charges, is he not? Exactly. His motto is, phony evidence is just trunked up. The Phony Fanty's tail is made of vinyl cloth. And we found something very interesting on its surface. The defendant's fingerprints. Interesting? The Phony Fanty provided the prosecution with all the evidence we need. It clearly proves the accused handled the bomb. That does appear to be pretty irrefutable evidence. The court accepts it into evidence. Okay. We're gonna turn that evidence around in less than 3 hours. We're gonna destroy this case. Miss Woods, do you have an explanation for this? I don't understand. How about you, Miss Sykes? Do you have any plausible explanation to refute this decisive piece of evidence? Well, if you can't produce an answer, we could always go straight to the ruling if you prefer. Oh no, you got the stun lock! You got the trauma stun lock! I thought I overcame this already. Maybe I'm still not ready to stand in court. Drop this all off in the first case. All right, let's go. Oh, that's right. And now I remember something about that case.
As you can see, there is no room for debate.
Objection!
Here I come to save the day.
Why, it's you.
The Chadmeister, it's time for go. Move over, Athena. The titular character has arrived. Sorry it took me so long to get here, Athena. Apollo explained the whole thing to me over the phone. He asked me to come help you out in this place. Thanks for coming. I hate to admit it, but I was having a real rough time on my own. Oh, I don't know. I think you were doing just fine, all things considered. And you hung in there, giving me enough time to get here. Now let's turn things around. You got it, boss. Look who showed up out of the blue. If it isn't Mr. Phoenix Wright, you always manage to surprise me. Your Honor, Mr. Payne has called for an early ruling, but I believe there are still many things that need to be deliberated. How did Miss Wood's fingerprints wind up on the stuffed animal tail? How was the bomb even detonated? Until these questions are answered, I assert it's impossible for a fair ruling to be made. You're absolutely right. That's right. I am right. I'm Phoenix fucking Wright. Let us continue from where we left off. I assume you have no objections, Mr. Payne? Not at all, Your Honor. She does not look good. Junior's really struggling, Mr. Wright. I get the sense he's afraid of the courtroom itself. Because of yesterday? Yeah, it was understandably very traumatic for her. Poor thing, and here she is back at the courthouse again, being so brave. I'd like to make a request, Your Honor. If at all possible, I'd like to have Miss Woods rest in the lobby. Given the defendant's condition, very well, I grant special permission. You go get some rest, Junie, and leave the rest to us. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about this. Phoenix Wright. I've been looking forward to meeting you. It's been a while, Mr. Payne. You're more clueless than I'd heard. I do believe you mean, how do you do? For I am Gaspin Payne. Oh! Oh! Oh, I thought it was Winston Payne, but like with a fucking, what's it called? Goatee or something. Oh. Oh, huh. You guys do look alike, huh? I am the younger brother of your long-standing rival. Okay, now let's not embellish things here a little bit, all right? That's a little bit of an overstatement, okay? Winston Payne. What? You'll see, Mr. Wright. I'll cleanse Winston of the disgrace he met with at your hands. Oh, that explains why he doesn't come off the Wookiee Crusher. Looks like this royal pain is going to be as thoroughly unpleasant as the other one. Your Honor, the prosecution would now like to call a decisive witness to the stand. This witness will testify as to how the accused detonated the bomb in the courtroom. Very well. Please call your witness, Mr. Payne. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Witness? Name, Ted Tonate. What is that a reference to? Oh. Oh. We saw at the beginning he's the one who had the bomb and actually was probably the one responsible for the explosion. 1. 2, what does that mean? If you look at his name, Ted Tonate, it's an anagram for detonate. I don't think I got that the first time I played this. Occupation, bomb disposal specialist. Oh my, What a strange robotic voice you have. Speech synthesis via typing is the same as me talking. Sounds exactly like a robot. Your move, creep. Can't you speak in a normal manner? I can. But I do not like to speak. Speaking is insufficient. Inefficient. Energy expenditure. Speaking is better than typing, understand? Oh, more than typing. What an odd witness. Mr. Tanate was in charge of the bomb. Well, I guess if it's tonate. It's tonate because it's detonate. So Mr. Tonate was in charge of the bomb for that trial and was there when it went off. Being a bomb squad specialist, do you have any relation to the victim? Negative. I first met the girl while on this job. Many people are employed by the police. I know only a fraction of them. However, I was shocked when I first discovered the body of the victim. Shocked? I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. First discovered the body, and that is the first one to discover the body, and it's the first case of a game. I think we know where we're going with this. He is here to testify about the circumstances surrounding the moment of the explosion. Very well. The court will hear Mr. Tonate's testimony. At the very least, show the court some respect and remove that face guard witness. Oh, you could tell that was 3D. The bomb was originally disarmed by me, then transported here as evidence. Bomb name HH3000, operated by timer or with a remote. I was watching from the gallery when I suddenly became alarmed. I saw that the bomb's timer was counting down. So even though the bomb was supposed to be disarmed, it somehow got switched on? Precisely. Activating the timer was very simple. 1. Connect wires. 2. Switch on timer. A monkey could do it. I am sure even you would be able to, Mr. Wright. I guess this makes you the blue monkey in this barrel of fun, boss. I'd like to now begin my cross-examination. Huh? Mr. Tonate, what is that? HH3000, aka bomb. Oh, what? Great googly moogly. Mr. Tonate, I demand you disarm it at this instant. Disassembly complete. 5.3 seconds. 0.2 seconds short of my personal best. Yo, speed running strats, alright. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. This is an exact replica of the HH3000. It is used for practice disarming bombs. Disarm equals success. Explosion equals failure. An exact replica of the bomb that exploded, is it? So that's what it looked like. I submitted a photograph of the real bomb taken just before the trial. Dimensions: 10 inches height, 10 inches width, and 10 inches depth. Weight: 12 pounds. And perfect replication. Your bomb does not appear to be a very good copy, indeed. I don't know why I'm pulling out of voice for this, but this is fun. However, I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. It has a very puzzling wiring setup. It is regrettable I could not replicate it. Witness, that's enough. There's no need to replicate anything here. Probably gonna kill my voice, but you know what, let's go. And now if the defense will begin their cross-examination. Where has Miss Sykes gone to? Get up. Athena, you can come out now. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get to work. I guess you were pretty scared, huh? But what? I don't know what you're talking about. She was about to bolt. Hey, put a sock in it, widget. Now, let's see. Where were we? We were at the cross-examination. Oh, cross-examination, of course. Nah, we're good. I'll do everything I can to help. If you can't find any contradictions, and you flub out too often, don't be afraid to ask me for help. Press X when the option to consult with me appears. I'll let you know where I think the suspicious statement is. Sounds good. I'll be counting on you if I get in a bind. Alright, it's cross-examination time. I forgot about the consulting part. Dude.
Hold it!
Okay. What was the approximate size and weight of the bomb? Dimensions? Okay, well, I said that already. This information is also written on the photograph. Ah, yes, here it is on the back. According to this, the case is made out of alloy painting 5/16 of an inch ink thick. That certainly sounds like one thick and very heavy bit of metal. I bet if I dropped that thing on your foot, you'd be hopping. If you dropped that thing anywhere, I'd be hopping for the nearest exit. Very well, I believe the court has heard enough about the bomb itself. So, Mr. Tennant, you're keeping an eye on the bomb. Where were you watching it from?
Hold it!
Why did you get alarmed? Why were you in the gallery? My duties have been over for the moment, but I wanted to keep watch. Even though the bomb was disarmed, you can never be too careful. Exposing devices are very dangerous things. Ah, how admirably responsible of you, a model to be emulated. I practice disarming bombs every day. I practice assembling them too. Well, have you know that I practice presenting evidence every day myself. I see, but do you ever practice having evidence presented to you? Presented to me? But no, Then you cannot very well call yourself a professional yet, can you? That does it. I'm gonna start practicing having evidence presented to me every day. You better drink some coffee, boss. We're gonna be pulling an all-nighter. I don't think that would be necessary. So, Mr. Tennant, what do you witness from the gallery? I saw the... Okay. You saw it counting down clearly with your own eyes? I hardly think a timer as small as the one on this bomb could be seen from the gallery. These goggles help me see very small things very clearly from far away. I could even see what you had for breakfast by looking at your tie. I guess it's possible we saw the timer if he was wearing those goggles. I'm not so sure. There's something that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't think I follow. Yep. Future. Okay, we got the part. I had to be careful not to overthink this because, especially for the first case, a lot of things that I think would be the answer, I'm just like, no, it can't be that. It's probably something else. But it is that, and I overthink with the difficulty of this. Especially on the first present. This should be chump change. This should be easy. It should be for even for people who have never played Ace Attorney before.
Objection!
Okay. So you say you saw the bomb's countdown. Is that right? Of course. I clearly saw it counting down to 0. And I say that you are clearly lying. What are you talking about? There was no way you could have seen the bomb's timer. After all, the bomb was concealed inside a stuffed animal. What do you play me for? Do you play me for I have been around the block in these courtrooms for days, for weeks, for months, for years, for actually at this point for decades. I've been playing this series for like At least a decade. We'll say. Mr. Tenate, how can you claim to know the bomb was about to go off when you couldn't even see the timer? But I'm not saying that shit. Oh, what? No! What? No! That does seem like a glaring inconsistency indeed. Witness, how do you explain this? Well, Oh, that was great, Mr. Wright. You found a contradiction right off the bat. Always remember, Athena, when you find an inconsistency in a witness's testimony, there's always a reason behind it. That's going to be very important. It could be a lie, a hidden meeting, a secret, whatever it is, it's up to us to dig it out. And pointing out every contradiction we find is the best way to do it, right, boss? Yeah, what can we dig out of this? Well, let me see. No. There must be some mistake. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. I remember now. The sound. I knew because of the sound. Sound? What sound? When the timer of this time bomb is switched on, it beeps softly. Beep, beep, beep. It is the sound of the bomb counting down. It's the sound of the police. A beeping noise, you say? I suppose it would be possible to notice that even with the bomb inside the stuffed animal. I simply made a mistake. My bad.
Objection!
How in the world did you hear such a tiny little sound all the way from the gallery? Listening for the sound of a bomb's timer is an integral part of my work. You know what? To be fair, that is a logical reason. I constantly undergo training so that I will never miss it. I hardly think training would help you hear something so soft from so far away. Are you making light of the fine science of disarming bombs? Yes. It is a solemn mission that I put my life on the line to perform. What kind of specialist would I be if I could not hear the bomb's timer? It's not like assembling a toaster, you know. You keep asserting that the sound was too tiny to hear, but the only tiny thing here is your skill as a lawyer. Being mistrustful is not an attractive quality, you know. Man, yeah, you sure got that whiz, don't you? Or perhaps you have some proof that Mr. Tenate did not hear the sound. No, but yeah, that's weird. If I have this correct, the prosecution's argument is that someone reactivated the bomb before it was brought into the courtroom. What I don't understand, Mr. Payne, is why you believe that person to be Miss Woods. That's simple, Your Honor. Mr. Tenate happened to be there when it happened. He was there when the defendant rearmed the bomb. What's this now? It happened before the trial started. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. We brought the bomb to the lobby for the defense. Bomb equals evidence. The lawyer wanted to see it before the start of the trial. Looking for a chance to get at the bomb, Miss Woods was already there in that lobby. Her goal was surely to rearm the bomb and steal the remote switch. The remote switch? Yes, the switch that controls the bomb remotely. It has been missing ever since the incident. Okay. I am partially to blame. I left the bomb and remote on top of the transport case, and they were rearmed and stolen while I was talking with the lawyer. The defendant then used the remote from inside the courtroom to start the trial timer. How can you assert so unequivocally that the bomb was rearmed in the lobby? The bomb was safely secured in the transport case. The only time it was outside the case was in that lobby. Therefore, that was the one and only opportunity anyone had to meddle with it. This narrows down our suspects. Someone other than Mr. Tenate could have opened the case and taken the bomb out. Impossible. The transport case is assigned exclusively to me. Okay. Do you see this number here? That is my identification number. And I have the only key that can open the case. Nevertheless, Mr. Payne's assertion is nothing more than conjecture. You have no proof that it was Miss Woods who stole the remote switch. And by the same token, you have no proof that it wasn't her. That is bullshit. It is on you to prove that my client is guilty, not me to prove that my client is innocent. What I do have is a piece of evidence that proves the defendant handled the bomb. That tail. 5 minutes, 24 seconds, 2.3 deciseconds? Is that actually what it is? The defense's advantage that lasted a mere 5 minutes. Uh-oh. Well, to be fair, you have no way. They have the fingerprints on the quote-unquote trump card, but you have no proof of when those fingerprints got onto that thing in the first place. Maybe someone accidentally dropped the stuffed animal at one point, and then she picked it up and gave it back. You know, maybe they took off the tail and had her touch it, and then, you know, that's a little complicated. That part's complicated. It appears we will have to hear from the defendant herself once more. I wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor. I would like to recall Miss Woods to the stand. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Wright? Not really. I can read your feelings, you know, boss. Don't worry, I know we need to hear her testimony. But if anybody picks on her again, they'll pay. Don't worry, I'll stop the proceedings before I let anything bad happen to her. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. In that case, I will take my leave. But before I do, there's just one more thing, Mr. Wright. Is it? Me? Yes. Dismantling bombs is my job. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. Yeah, alright, dude. Now, if you'll excuse me. Bailiff, please go out to the lobby and bring back the defendant. Junie. Hi, Athena. Don't worry, Junie. We're here for you. Thanks, Lena. And I'll do my best, too. You blew up the courtroom because you bear resentment against the courts, correct? No, of course not. What's that you say? I can barely hear you. I haven't done anything wrong. This prosecutor's scary. What an impudent little girl. Stop acting innocent and tell the truth. Are you serious? You rearmed the bomb because you wanted to blow up the courthouse. Admit it. That's why you went to the lobby where Mr. Justice was. Isn't that right? Mr. Wright. Can I go give that prosecutor a smack? What? Of course not. At least not in here. Do we have to review courtroom manners 101 again? We can't let a creep that bullies innocent girls like this off so easily. I haven't forgotten about how he treated you. Don't worry about me, just help Junie. Her heart's crying out. She's so scared. So very scared. So Athena's got a heightened sense of hearing, and Apollo has a heightened sense of vision. And then Wright has the Magatama. Don't deny it, you stole the remote switch and used in the courtroom, didn't you? Your Honor, please put a stop to this. Mr. Payne is badgering the defendant. He absolutely is. Yes, Miss Woods does seem quite frightened. Mr. Payne, I ask that you behave more like a gentleman. Ah, but don't you know, Your Honor? There is no more a gentleman in this world than I. I guess if a gentleman or even a gentleman would ever behave like he does. Don't let that rude ruffian win. Tina? How dare you call a gentleman such as I a rude ruffian? I'll have you know I attend a manners class every Saturday. I'm more than just a mere gentleman. I'm a genteel man. Not when you're terrorizing a young lady, you're not. I'll demand my money back from that manners class if I were you. Mr. Payne, that would be enough. Certainly, Your Honor. No further questions. Let's move on to the defendant's testimony. Miss Woods, please share with the court what you were doing when the bomb went off. Well, that day, I was watching from the gallery. The bomb went off, and rubble started falling. It fell on top of me. Junie's clearly in pain being forced to recall the bombing like this. She can't even get her words out. Listen to what's inside her heart. Now's the perfect time to use Athena's power. You can hear it, can't you, Athena? The cries of Miss Wood's heart. Yes, and they sound incredibly strained. She's so scared, I think she could collapse at any second. Athena has a unique ability, you see. With her finely tuned sense of hearing, she can hear the words of a witness's heart. In essence, she can sense how a person is really feeling from the tone of their voice. Guess it's all up to Athena and her special ability now. Athena, I want you to use the analytical psychology you studied, and listen to the testimony of Miss Wood's heart. Okay, boss, I'll give it a go. After all, this is the whole reason I put all that effort into studying analytical psychology. Off gets. Let's do this. Is that how you say that? So your holographic thingamabob can show us how Miss Woods is feeling, right? In a nutshell, yes. The emotions and images that I picked up on just now while listening to her testimony. Did I say whistling? Listening. I can enter all of that into the widget and use the mood matrix, oh that's what it's called, to analyze them. These mood markers here reflect fluctuations in Junie's emotions. I forgot this gets really complicated in later cases. When she feels happy or is enjoying the memory, the happy markers will light up. When she feels angry or frustrated, the angry marker will react. When she feels sadness or is frightened by a memory, the sad marker will blink. And when she feels surprised or confused, the surprise marker will let us know. The surprise one's a fucking wild card. So with your special ability in the widget's mood matrix program, we can track how Miss Woods is feeling as she testifies. Talk about the wonders of technology. Wow, science sure is amazing. Yep, now let's give it a shot. I'm picking up on some kind of discord. You mean the social app? Or noise in Junie's heart. See here, this is what the noise looks like in the mood matrix. It's a result of inconsistencies between her testimony and her feelings. If we can pinpoint the inconsistencies, the noise levels should drop. Okay, if I remember correctly, first one. Okay. I think I have a good grasp on Junie's emotional state now. The power of Athena's is incredible, and I'm seeing an unexpected emotion that's inconsistent with the content of her testimony. What? Already? Let's go! Look at this. When she says, it fell on top of me, happy marker is reacting. Oh my god, she's suicidal. Well, look at that. That is odd. There must be a reason for this contradictory emotion. We just need to do some digging. When you're finding an unexpected emotion, You first need to pinpoint it and select the unexpected emotion or reaction from the 4 mood markers with A.
Got it!
Okay. Miss Woods, as the rubble was falling, was there also something that made you feel happy? What? Mr. Wright, the feeling of happiness is spreading throughout Junie's heart. Keep going on this point, and I bet Junie will start to calm down. Just as I was about to escape the courtroom, the bomb went off. I was so startled. I tripped, and the rubble started falling on top of me. I really thought I was done for. But just then, Apollo came and rescued me. Yeah, okay. I get where we're going with this. Apollo? He used his own body to shield me from the rubble. How do you feel, Junie? Did talking about Apollo give you some courage? Yes, Apollo is just like the sun, strong and bright and warm. Just talking about him makes me feel like a leaf undergoing photosynthesis. And see, your coughing stopped all of a sudden. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Thena. Neat. It's the power of love. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum. Looks like we were able to draw out some new testimony. Pretty neat, huh? But there's still some noise left, meaning there must be some discord in Junie's heart. I guess we'll have to keep going then. Let me input this new information, update the mood matrix, and we'll be good to go. You remember what to do, right? When I find an unexpected emotion, I should first pinpoint it. That's right, and then you select it from the mood markers with, well, A. If we can find the reason for the discord in her heart, then we should be able to draw even more new testimony out. Okay. Okay.
Got it!
You were happy when Mr. Justice rescued you, weren't you? Yes, I was really happy. But was there also something that you felt sad about at the same time? Sad? The reason I ask is, when you were describing how you were rescued, we sensed a little sadness too. Oh, I think it's probably because of Bum Rap Riney. Bum Rap Riney? That's right. I bought my stuffed animal, Bum Rap Riney, to watch the trial with me. Bum Rap Riney and Phony Fanty are brothers. I had Bum Rap Riney with me while I was watching the trial, but it wasn't until Apollo saved me that I realized I'd lost him while I was running away. My poor Riney, a victim of that terrible bomb. Oh, I know. You can see what he looks like in this poster. Huh! It's for the campaign to eradicate fake evidence and false charges. Mr. Wright, I don't sense any discord in Junie's heart anymore. And we got exactly what we needed out of that. Let's go. So I guess that means we managed to draw out all of her testimony. That's right. I'll just make an update with the new info and we'll have the whole picture. So do you think her new testimony will help? Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without you, Athena. Now that we know it, it changes the meaning of that other piece of evidence. All I have to do is present it. That's the right statement.
Objection!
I thought they had to present the poster, but I guess the poster's not evidence. Miss Woods, I know this trial has been very hard for you, but you can relax now. You are, without a doubt, innocent. Mr. Wright, what wild assertion are you making now? My wild assertion is simply this. The two stuffed animals were mixed up. The tail the defendant's fingerprints were found on wasn't that of phony Fanty. It was the tail of her gallery companion, Bumrap Briney.
Objection!
What? What nonsense is that? I can see they're both stuffed animals, yes, but they're completely different characters. An elephant and a rhino, they're as distinct as a defense lawyer and a prosecutor. But are they really so different? Both defense lawyers and prosecutors strive to protect the peace through law. At least I do. I'm not sure what you're doing, Mr. Payne. Even elephants and rhinos have some similar characteristics. They're both gray, for example. Anyway, this poster is all I need to prove my assertion to be true. If I may direct the court's attention here, you'll clearly see how the two got mixed up.
Take that!
Well, would you look at that? The two tails are exactly the same. Yes, exactly. The two stuffed animals are based on entirely different animals, but the design of their tails is exactly the same. Guess who's back? Back again. Wright's back. Tell a friend. As long as the possibility exists that the tail belongs to Bumrap Briney, we can no longer consider it to be decisive proof that the defendant handled the bomb. As things stand, I consider the charges against the accused unsubstantiated. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne? Oh, yes, of course, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. You turned things right around. Yeah, it's not over yet, but at least we managed to hold out this long. I believe that brings our proceedings for today to a close. Mr. Payne, I'm afraid you have some serious investigating ahead of you. Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Let us reconvene tomorrow. Court is adjourned. Okay. That was so exciting, boss. We did it. True to form, you managed to just barely pull it off at the very last moment. Thank you for everything you're doing. You did great, Miss Woods. You really stuck it out. And you got really brave at the end, just when you needed you most, Junie. Thanks to you, we were able to turn things around. Well, you were the one who gave me that courage, Lena. Really? Thanks. So, be honest, was I any help at all? That fucking face. Holy shit, that fucking face. Of course. Without it, you would have never gotten out of that tight spot. That's good to hear. I may still have a lot to learn, but you can bet I'm going to give it up my all. I'll be so good that one day you'll call me your partner. That's what I like to hear. Analytical psychology, the ability to solve the riddles of a person's heart. Athena's true potential is beginning to really shine through now. Hey, where's Apollo anyway? Good question. I assumed he'd still be in here in the lobby. Oh, I know. Maybe he's still in the courtroom number 4? When I came out of the lobby to rest, I told Apollo about Bumrap Briney. I told him I dropped Briney in the courtroom as I was trying to escape before the blast. And then, Apollo said he had an idea where Briney might be, so we went to take a look together. Huh, I guess Apollo can be pretty nice when he wants to be. So you went looking for Briney together before you were called back into courtroom number 5? Yes, I'd had some time to rest, so I was able to go and look for him. But then they called me into courtroom number 5 to testify. Apollo insisted on staying there, though. With all those injuries, I wonder how he's managing. I think Apollo might have figured something out. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Anyway, we better go and get him. Good idea. What could have possibly go wrong?
Where are you, Apollo? Trial's over for today. Come on, I know you're... No.
Well, that was kind of a bad situation. This is the first game where there's a trial. This is the first game in the series where the first trial is more than 1 day. Oh boy. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I imagine the mood would be tense if, yeah. Oh, hey, did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news. Someone spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains. It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you better watch out, okay? Nice icebreaker there, Athena. You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Oh, don't say justice. Oh, god damn it. Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Athena. Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry. When we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body. Thank goodness. Dude, can you imagine if that was just him dead? That was just like, oh, we had a protagonist for 1 game and then he's gone. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away and it looks like he's going to pull through. I mean, right, I mean, it's a shock, but at the same time, you have also walked in on your dead mentor in the first game. So, I mean, you kind of have to be somewhat used to these type of things at this point. Your girlfriend tried to kill you, man. Is Miss Woods alright, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh? By the way, how are you doing? Who, me? Yeah, I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright? Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who've studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too. About that. Yeah. We saw how you were in that the first day. You had to wait for me to come in to help you out because you were stunlocked. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in the courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit that he took to the head. Assaulted in the court of law and losing your memory at that, I know how that feels. Ah, yeah. The first case in the second game. But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? The real... Just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo. Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? I want to see Phoenix Wright throw hands. Okay, boss, you're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junior's name. That's the spirit. Okay, let's check the court record. Okay, so we've used this, but probably gonna use it again maybe. This seems somewhat important. The crack in the monitor is probably a little important. The obviously report, we haven't used this at all. The missing remote switch, we need to find out what that is. This is important too. We didn't use that much evidence the first day, which is probably should have been reminded me that like we were gonna have to do more. To Mr. Wright, I'm ready whenever you are. All right, let's get ready to rumble. You bet. All rise. All rise for the court. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further the investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. That's the same thing as saying you're angry. I apologize, Your Honor. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter, you say? And what might that be? I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been for Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. Yeah, you know where he's going with this, right? The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. But I believe there is a connection between the case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. I mean, there's not that much you can cover of this, yeah. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in the courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely, and so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him. Junie would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that. Miss Sykes, please control your outbursts. It is the prosecutor's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we would draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. You know what? You're not wrong. Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. Considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured out something out. He told me I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. She speaks so goddamn slow. I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. Very well. Bailiff? Please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of court number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yes, I did. Good, good. If you would then, please testify about what happened to the court. It was all my fault. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. Wow, thanks. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. He is catching strays. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out. God damn. But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins? I think Apollo might have figured something out. Something? What kind of something? Something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something. I think. Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's very big kind of something indeed. I believe so. He mentioned looking for something evidence when I was called away. Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents, but the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. What lie is that? When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy the evidence. No, I never... Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed here, there are the courtrooms. What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us. It's written in blood. Why, isn't that... That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters. What? I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted. And I say he didn't. You could falsify a dying, well, I guess a fainting message. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message. Why would he do this? Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. Was there a message there? We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. See, and now it gets harder.
Hold it!
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonade's testimony, right? Yes, the bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom. And what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you or did he stay behind?
Hold it!
Okay. Do you have any hobbies, Miss Woods? Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. I love to knit. I like sewing too. I made this outfit myself. Keep it up, Mr. Wright, it's working. Ask her if she has a crush on anyone. So, is there anyone in particular you like right now? Mr. Wright, is that question even remotely related to this case? To this case? Not really. Mr. Wright, you were refrained from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand. Sorry, Your Honor. Miss Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you are telling the court about your attack on Mr. Justice. What do you mean, my...
Hold it!
So you think Mr. Justice is kind? Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like the sun, strong and warm. He makes me feel strong, too. Nah, the only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive. Yeah, well, it depends on where you are. But then Apollo got hurt, and it's all my fault. Soon, Apollo's going to be fine. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky. Do you really think he'll be fine? Well, the sun does go down at night. Then that means Apollo could... Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Look, it's obvious Junie didn't attack Apollo. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Right, I agree. Okay.
Hold it!
Do you always cough when you get nervous, Miss Woods? Yes. Mr. Wright, please do not make Miss Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly. Let's help her relax with a little bit of small talk before we dive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Okay.
Hold it!
Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins? You want to look for my medicine to stop my coughing. Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrap Riney, he was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see. I had put my medicine for my coughing fits inside Bumrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness's stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there and started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest. Yeah, you think he's like fucking He-Man or something. So that's why you went to the ruins. I see. That seems quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods. So I'm looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble.
Objection!
Okay. So he started his search with the witness stand, you say? That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. And so strong. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. But he was, and he still is. He might look it, but he really is brave and kind too. No, not that. That's not the part I'm finding fault with. What you are claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand? Oh, I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to that area around the witness stand. Does a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it. God, why am I have so problem speaking? A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know. But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best. It's slander, but it is right. So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene? Let me see, Your Honor. Ah, yes. I have one more. Here it is, one more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. Here we go. What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is that metallic object in that photo of Mr. Tenate's bomb transport case? That's right. Is some problem? Ah yes, that transport case was there in number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since. Oh, that's it. Miss Woods, have you remembered something? Yes, I just realized. Its position, it's different from before. Its position? The position of what? The position of that big metal thing. The bomb transport case? Yes. When Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it's easy to search the stand. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it? As I recall, I think it was more to the right. To the right? Then that means, in that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack. Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Oh, but it does, because if the case was over there, then Apollo would not have been able to write the message right there. Where the transport case has everything to do with the discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. What? You're not thinking, Mr. Payne. Think! Think, Mr. Payne, think! That certainly sounds very relevant indeed. You sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack. Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault, Mr. Justice. Alright. Right around.
Take that!
Your Honor, I said that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault. But that's inconceivable! Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it? Yes. Yes, that's where it was. Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. The transport case covers up the writing in the blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have ever been written there because the case was in the way. It's easy to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing. Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? He's obviously lying.
Objection!
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Mr. Wood's testimony alone. There we go. I found it. What? And where is that proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. What in the photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault? I had to double check that, but... Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. I see it, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice, and after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. Yep. Just as Mrs. Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it is impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. You did it, boss. It was a real nail-biter, but you pulled it off. Yep, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction. Ah, it was nothing, Your Honor. Boss, I'm sensing a definitive smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. I deserve it! I deserve it! I'm Phoenix fucking Wright! I have just one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did? Huh? What? Oh. Well. And there's the Wright special. You always get this close. Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is the Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it? Ah, this feeling, it brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a 2-bit con man. Well, about that, have you played Apollo Justice? Have you seen my history with what I did with Apollo and the Gavin brothers? Boy, I was conning all of them. In a good way. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence. But what now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Think! There must be a way through this. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? If Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing, maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it and made it look like Apollo did it? But wait a minute, I just realized something, boss. What is it? Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo bled very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write that words with just this much. Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why he survived the assault. And since there was so little blood, that pretty much rules out his attacker, huh? I guess so, but if it wasn't his attacker, then who else could it have been? If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message?
Take that!
Uh-oh. Nothing in particular, really. So above the crime scene.
Take that!
Yeah, but what the fuck? I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there's one more person who shed blood at the crime scene. A person who shed blood? You don't mean... Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood. What? What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really. What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If we had said the attacker left a message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation, which is why I picked it. And got it wrong. Getting a penalization on the first case. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Uh-oh. Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case. But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There was no connection between the two whatsoever. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, I bamboozled myself. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. So look at that. And then look at L10005R. Okay, yeah. She was writing this. She was writing the case box, right? And then because the 00s can be the O's, and then the R probably would turn into a D, and then all you have to do is connect with just a little bit of blood. All you need to do is connect the L and the 1, and then the one on the right side. So it would have been, I don't have my mouse with me. I don't know how to show it. Oh wait, hold on. I can show this. I'm a genius. Let me try this. You're not gonna hear any music or whatever for a second, but I have my mouse. I just realized I can do this because this. I have an overlay over here. So if you look right here, that would be the L. Just you need to connect this thing right here. That's the 1. This is the 0. This is the 0. This is the 1. This was probably added. That's the 5, right? And then there's something over here. And then there was this thing right here covered up right here. Okay. Perfect. They had never even met each other. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. The intended meaning? Not what it appears to be? Maybe the message was not intended to be woods. Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning? Yes, Your Honor. Something I pulled out of a wormhole. It could turn out to be true, right? It clearly says woods, as anyone could plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have? But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example. I didn't think of that. May have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there's no such radio code as woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright. Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes. Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, I must end things here. No, please, wait, Your Honor. Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? Well, believe it's... And no stalling. If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I'll declare this discussion officially over.
Take that!
The bomb transfer case? I've had up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look very familiar? Like vaguely familiar? L100. What does that have to do with anything? What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand? Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown at the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. It says woods. Or you can say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh, my goodness. The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case. What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D. But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Wait, hold on. Erase one line. So it's one line, isn't it? There's a right two lines. No. Oh, so it's two lines. I consider it to be one. I consider it to be one line though. It's the 5. It's probably the top 5. Please erase the 3rd downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about the. Oh, god damn it. I thought it was what can you erase of the original to make this, not what you can erase this to make the original. Yeah, no, if you take out the W, erase the erase the line downward stroke of the W, okay. That takes out that part. And then if you erase the curved part of the D, well, would you look at that? iOS. No, Your Honor, isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L11015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case. Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Will you be happy as Mr. Wright? Well, would you, Mr. Wright? It's the only right spelling is right. Dead of Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. What do you mean, what? The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? What does it represent? Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No! You're goddamn right, to tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. Finally, I presented you before and it didn't work, but now I present you again because it's the right fucking time. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of courtroom bombing. Ted Tonate? Apparently disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only specialty. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime. Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? The only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number. Now just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time. Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. What? Mr. Tenate was able to cover the message up because he's the first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tenate himself. When Mr. Tenate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transfer case to cover up the bloody writing as the stopgap measure. So that's why the blood in the message was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to write to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the bloody right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function, but Mr. Tenate used them in another incident. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tenate hit up upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes, so he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective R left behind. It's not that much blood to do that. He changed the meaning behind the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the one person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that insulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate. Call him back. Call him back to the stand. Let's get this sorted out right here, right now. Order in the court. Order, I say. It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Ted Tonate, Mr. Tonate, take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best. Goggle Man. Do 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 do. Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you. I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number. Oh, it's right there. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case. Such a thing crosses a far-fetched theory. You know better than the tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the writing and then used it again later. I see, ×2. But then, let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message? That's a very good question. What do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, I request a handwriting analysis be performed on the bloody writing. A handwriting analysis? I'm sorry, but that's just not possible. Huh? Unlike writing done with a pen, for example, a message written with a finger is difficult to properly analyze for unique characteristics. And with such a small sample, it would be even more difficult to analyze. I mean, the DNA is kind of... Well, no, you can't say the DNA because then you'd be like, well, maybe someone writ it with her blood, you know? Right? Your Honor, I request that DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know who it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote the message. Very well. Bailiff, put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team. Yes, Your Honor. It'll be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Once again, though, I feel like even if you have the DNA, that doesn't prove that she wrote it. It just proves that her blood was used. It could have been anybody else who could have wrote that. Until then, let's hear more from the witness. I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is. I'm gonna watch this VOD later on. I'm gonna be like, I can't even understand a single lick of what I'm saying right now when I'm talking as him. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. But there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there was no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. You probably put her in a case, a bomb case, moved her ass over to there to help with his alibi. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was. Let's look at the picture of her body. Huh. We're probably gonna have to point out the fact that there's no blood on her surrounding area. Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance to the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there was blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there. I see. Alright then, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart? Womp. Okay, hold on, let me check something for a second. Look at this. Look at this. I guess there's nothing contradictory between the two photos. I admit, no, I don't want to take these yet. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay, let's talk about that. Why were you the first person on the scene? To secure the area. It is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first. In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? Wow.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Badger, the witness, and while she's coughing to death. You'll get a step off your fucking high horse right there. Mr. Tenate was about to give testimony that will show just how wrong your reasoning is. When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite the disaster.
Hold it!
Do you imagine she was thrown back by the force of the blast? A bomb can inflict damage not only from the explosion itself, but also substantial secondary damage from the blast wind. Detective Arm unfortunately hit her head on some rubble. It stated in her autopsy report as well, cause of death, trauma to back of head. Yeah. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. Holy shit. That's a impact with a flat object. Now do you see? Detective Arm could not have written that message. The reason for that being... Okay.
Hold it!
Isn't it possible she could have crawled to the area of the bloody message? If that were true, then how did she return to the spot near the entrance? Maybe she crawled back after writing it? Would you like to get down to the floor and give us a demonstration of your theory? Huh? No thank you. Richard's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach. Quite the conundrum. That means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction. Maybe the body was moved? Here we go. But doesn't explain how the blood got onto the rubble. About the real culprit after the fact. Okay. Okay. That's not a flat surface. Okay.
Objection!
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonight. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Arm's head injury. Cause of death, trauma to back of head, caused by impact with a flat object. Yes, what about it? Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair. That is odd, isn't it? What could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The blood stain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Are you claiming the culprit moved the victim's body? Yes. That's been done like 1,000 times before. Come on now. Get with the program. You may be new to this series, Mr. Payne, but I'll show you the ropes. That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. In that case, she definitely could have written that message. Your Honor, I have the results of the bloodstain analysis. Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood, and as the defense claims, only the parts in the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all. Yeah, goddamn right. Yes, you did it. You were right, boss. Now I have to drive it home. Okay. Mr. Tonight, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. Fine, I will confess. Like, I moved the body, but I didn't kill her. This time, I will tell the truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. He very clearly wrote L11015R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad. You... Okay. Okay. And Mr. Payne is still gonna be like, oh, let's believe him. I'm like, you less believed Woods for saying more honest shit than this guy is saying. I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it? That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute. That in and itself is a criminal act. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Very well then, your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. Okay. He's telling the truth about moving the body. He's telling the truth about her writing the letter, the stuff. So what is he lying about? He is lying about the fact that he did not kill her or detonate the bomb at the very least. Okay. Didn't you? The victim may have had special knowledge of who the bomber was. I have no idea what thoughts Detective Arm may have had inside her head. It's not like I ever dismantled her mind to check. Mr. Wright, if you have suspicions about the witness, let's see your proof. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Even school children know that. Do I have proof? Hmm. How many years have you been a defense attorney now? Cut me some slack, will you? Don't feel bad, boss. You just got your attorney's badge back after all. In that sense, you're still more of a beginner than I am. Thanks. Okay, Mr. Tenate, please continue with your testimony. With pleasure. My ID number was left at the scene, but... Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber.
Hold it!
Okay. By mistaken, do you mean you had nothing to do with the explosion? That is correct. That is why I was so shocked when I saw my ID number. The victim may have suspected Mr. Tenate for no reason other than the fact that, as the bomb specialist, he was in charge of the bomb. In other words, a false accusation. It's vocational discrimination, I say. I do not support discrimination of any kind. Good on you, Judge. Good on you. Well spoken, Your Honor. The victim had been found to be killed with a gavel. Mr. Bluesuit over there would probably have pinned the crime on you. He would? Well, that just wouldn't do. Mr. Wright, if you dare try to pin anything on me, I will find you in contempt of court. But... Alright. Well said, Mr. Payne, because I am so closely associated with bombs. I was afraid I would be prosecuted if anyone saw the bloody writing.
Hold it!
You didn't think to clean away the bloody writing? I didn't have time. By the time I found the message, the bloody was already dry. The police were waiting just outside for me to secure the room. I still had to move the body. I was in a panic. With no time to spare, I temporarily covered the writing with my case. Didn't you think the police would find it during their investigation? Regulation stipulates only specialists may touch the transport cases, because of the danger, you see. I thought I would clean up the writing once they were finished. My bad. My bad? Does he really think that that will magically smooth everything over? This guy is something else. I don't believe Detective Arm's dying message was just a mistake. He won't wiggle out of this so easily. To Detective Arm with my ID number.
Hold it!
So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing and the Detective Arm left. My bad. I should have said so from the outset. And you were sure it was your ID number? I am sure. It was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well. Although they are special goggles customized by me personally. Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny. Speaking of special, my gavel was made of mahogany. It's an old TFS reference, and was custom made as well. It was specially created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound. Be all of that as it may, I just want to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly, and that it was your ID number. That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor.
Objection!
Whew, I had two pieces of evidence I could have given. I could have even given this one piece of evidence, which has the dying message, quote unquote, on it, or this one. And I luckily picked the right one. Because the important thing is the fact that he's gonna be like, oh, I think the first time I played this game, I got stuck a little bit, but I didn't, because I didn't realize that it's supposed to be the fact that he's just like, oh, I clearly saw that it was written my name, and it's like, oh, but it's not completely written because there's a spot that's taken out for the last part. So how can you 100% confirm that it was you whose ID number it's supposed to be here? I just want to doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood. Yes, it was very clearly said L1105R. But that's odd, because that's not what I see. What on earth are you babbling about now? Wasn't you who claimed the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place? Take a good look at the photo and the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, where does it say L1105R? Oh, that too. Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. Oh wait, no, I was right, yeah. What is that meaning of this, Mr. Tenate? Oh, right, now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was just a slip of the finger, my bad. Oh my god. Mr. Wright, I'm not sure what it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he is extremely agitated, almost panicked. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears it was nothing more than a mere mistake. Yeah, I don't know about that. Now that I take a look at that photo, I think maybe. What is it now, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his cords of steel? You removed the R. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I suppose that Mr. Tenate really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows that there is no R. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tenate actually could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tenate could have seen the R? Alright. Please look here to the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge of where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tenate saw. It's true that the witness wears some very odd goggles, but it doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. A part of that little smudge looks like an R to you. Ah, that's the key part. But what Mr. Tenate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Oh well, that explains. Huh? Yep. Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yep, because that's the way it really went down. The timing when the R was written turned everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? Before the explosion. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that. We can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous. If that were true, it overturns your whole premise. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Oh, kill her, knock her out, put her in the, she writes down the bloody message. He puts the case over that. He puts the body in the case. The bomb explodes. And then when everyone leaves, he takes the case out. When everyone leaves after the bomb explodes, he takes the body out of the case and puts it over on the side and was like, oh, look, she died from the bombing, you know, as opposed to her dying before the bombing. So while the case was ongoing, her body was probably already in the case. I'm remembering all this now. Let's go! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion? Now I just need to find out how to get there. True, but consider the scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could have been made to look like she was part of the blast. It sounds like we had a better look into the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report. Ah, here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial. And that person was Ted Tonate. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tonate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something, specifically Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. Oh my. Mr. Tonate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, court number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please. My testimony? There is no need for it. He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. He must have hit the nail on the head. Alright, blast this thing. I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not? Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright? What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tonate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm, but an important piece of your assertion is missing. The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? Mr. Payne has a point, but even if Mr. Tonate had the chance without a weapon, you can't accuse him of a crime. Well, Mr. Tonate? Oh, yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. What did we talk about before? Something that was so heavy that you drop it on a foot, it would hurt? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in there that can point us in the right direction. Well, it does say that she died from a trauma to the back of the head of a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be a murder weapon. Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. You can? Then please do so now. What did Mr. Tonate have that could be used as a murder weapon?
Take that!
Mr. Tonate, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you had the perfect thing. What the devil are you talking about? You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no, but I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat surface of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. And show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the victim with the bomb? Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad the bomb was blown to bits. It's long gone. Boom. Game over. Yeah. Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in this photo? Wait, the timer display is a little broken here. Maybe it was broken when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. It definitely is a distinct possibility, but unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started, and he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off, which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. I think I have just the thing. The percent evidence photo that shows of what Mr. Tonate had to hide. It's her herself. Your Honor, there's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right, and if we could figure out where the hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonate have hidden the body during the trial?
Take that!
There we go. A box big enough for a body, a box that was in the courtroom the whole time, a box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Ding ding! Mr. Tonate! What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No, you're the one who's going to show it to me. Come again? You heard me. Now, show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. Then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in an explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made by a thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's completely false. If that's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So, let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Let's not. Not if you value your life. Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tonate, are you threatening me? I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tonate, didn't you say that's just a training model? A fake to practice on? I didn't, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the H-3000. It's H-3000. But the H-3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real H-3000 that blew up the courtroom number 4? Huh? The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made. What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part? Take it any way you would like. Just before the trial, I took the HH-3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4. Mr. Tonate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH-3000 is so unique. I had never seen anything like it. It's so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH-3000 in there? I must confess, no one opened the stuffed animal to check. So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out? No, not a possibility. A certainty. It did. I did it. Oops. You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time. Order in the court. Yeah, people are gonna be leaving. It's gonna blow. Run! You four are still here? Well, aren't you brave? It just wouldn't do for the judge presiding over this court to run. With that horrible explosion the other day. I wouldn't blame you, Judge. That is... But I am gonna blame you. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off. Only 3 more minutes, folks. Stand my fucking ground. Let's get this shit done. Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HE3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. I think I'm being followed. I will detonate on the spot. Farewell. Objection.
Hold it!
Hold it. You're not going anywhere, Ted Tony. Oh? Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Are you sure, Mr. Wright? More of your famous bluffing? Even at the risk of your own life? Mr. Wright, none of your bluffing now, not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. You do? Yes, of course, Your Honor. It's right in the photo of the bomb, clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonate's bomb is not the real HH3000. Really? Out with it then, immediately. Words of proof that Mr. Tonate is not holding the real HH3000. Do. 12:16:08:15 a.m. The dancing day. Wouldn't this be this?
Take that!
Display for the time when the bomb as the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. The display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, it is not the real HH3000. Mr. Tonate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb and the stuffed animal. But technically though, he's making the argument that it's a fake and then they blew up a fake and that's the real, but that's the one he's showing on us. If that's being the real one, which means that is a clear contradiction because that one's not broken. Okay. The real HH3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I'll examine the insides of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright. Stop! Stop fighting! Oh, look at that blood. What is that? Is that a blood stain? Just as I expected. Your lives have all been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this blood stain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood. And that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? Got him! Dismantle it. You're too late. You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time. This HH3000 is about to explode. Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Mad Bomb at Party Fun. There's no time left. It's going to blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Yeah, you stopped it. Ouch. What nice eyes. Ah, you didn't even dismantle the bomb. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. Or I tried to take this one. She just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in the courtroom number 4 that day. That's why. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. And now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. And that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. Hey, that's Apollo fucking Justice. Put some respect on that name. After that testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found the kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and bam. And when the idiot police arrested that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Ted Tonate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion on the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Suspicion? The guy just fucking admitted it. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. All these fucking cowards. One person, however, seems to be still running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Woods' verdict. Not guilty. Yippee! Court is adjourned. What's the celebration? What's the celebration music? You did it, boss. Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Wright, Athena, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to that forest in peace. I hope that both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I didn't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you can make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about the case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unresolved mystery you're thinking of?
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah, I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tene just got rid of it somewhere? Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? Her grandmother? No, silly, to Apollo. Oh, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, and that we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why?
I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
Talk about drama. What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he was, who he is, and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case. Aren't they all peculiar? One in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. And Neato. I think we're actually gonna stop there for today. I don't try to do more than one case a day nowadays. I used to do like start one case and then start another case the same day, but we're gonna let this one go. I mean, we're gonna play more anyway tomorrow, so it's gonna just be a small stream. We're gonna find someone to raid though. In the meantime, let's see. Oh no, I lost some gift subs. No, to other people. Who is live? So go say hi to Crystal. I can't wait to look at the VOD for this stream and be like, oh shit, how did I sound when I was Ted Tone? Because it's gonna sound pretty whack. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching this VOD. Whenever this goes up in like, I don't know, like a year or something. I really do need to get on that. I'm a broken record player saying that all the time, but I really do. I'll be doing some more Ace Attorney, some more of Dual Destinies tomorrow. And then I'm not doing Monster Hunter on Wednesday. I'm going to take a break from streaming on Wednesday because I've been streaming 5 days for 2 weeks, which I'm only used to doing 4. So instead, I'm just going to take a day off there. Thursday, we're going to start Max Payne. And that's going to be okay, despite the fact that I can't mod it properly. Whatever. And then Saturday's a wild card, which means it's something I'll just come up with, you know, maybe even like an hour or 30 minutes before I start streaming. Who knows? Maybe some more Civ 6. We'll see if people are down for that. Anyway, that's all. And I'm just getting the raid button. I see this make sure that Crystal is still, if they're still. Yeah, okay, they're still streaming. All right. Well, then I will see you all. Well, I'll just wait a couple seconds. Bye.